We are Stephen and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about land investing rules to live by. It's the same rules that I live by to get deals done and have been for many, many, many years. Jill, not so much. Jill's got her own rules. She kind of just wakes up each day and
What's that word? R. What starts with an R? What was that word?
Rules.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that word.
I have to have discipline.
Please explain.
And Jill has to have feelings and I have to have discipline.
No. Rules were meant to be talked about after I figure out how I want things to go.
All kidding aside, people come to us every once in a while and say, how the hell can you work with your spouse?
Yeah, I ask myself that all the time.
To which I say, Jill and I have the same goal way out there. We have a goal together. It's the same goal. And how I get there is completely different than how she chooses to get there on a minute by minute, moment by moment, day by day basis. And that's what this show is like. I have rules and I have a way to get stuff done. And she has a whole different way of how she works. She's works later in the evening. I work in the morning. And that's just the beginning. Like there's some very, very different stuff. And we just, most of the time, not all the time, stay out of each other's way.
Let me tell you how Jack sees me.
Right now is not going to be one of those times that we stay out of each other's way. Watch.
This is how Jack sees me. For those of you who are over 40-ish, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a cartoon called Family Circle, and they would draw these pictures in this cartoon in the paper and you'd see how the kid caught from point A to point B, and he would be over the rock and under this and picking up that and swinging on this and taking apart that. And then he eventually would get there. That's how Jack sees me.
It's true.
I know.
It's true. And I'll tell you what, Jill we have goals every month for all this. And she hits or exceeds her goals every single month. And very often does it in the last 2 days of the month.
That's the way I like it.
I know.
I like to make you sweat.
It gives me a heart attack every single month.
Thank you.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Mike wrote, anyone with mobile home experience? I have a property where the seller is living on site and wants to make me an offer that includes her 22-year-old mobile home. She wants to move to a smaller lot and a newer mobile home. So do you increase your offer for a mobile home this old? It's being lived in, so I know there's value to the water, septic, and electricity. I love these. These are my favorite.
I love these deals. Love them. Yeah. You know what this is? Bucket 2 property. So you sent out a bunch of mail. We talked about this 2 days ago on the show.
Basket 3 for Team Jill.
You know what? Just set out to confuse people.
I'm sorry.
This is a big, huge surprise in your inbox when it comes in, regardless of bucket 2 or basket 7, whatever she's talking about. It's a great gift that you sent out this mailer to buy land. Turns out there's a mobile home on it. And what always goes with mobile homes is how to get water in there, how to handle sewer, which is usually a septic. Water is usually a well if it's out on its own land. So those are really valuable things. So heck yes, I would increase the value and value it as an existing older mobile home.
My first question is, hello, Mrs. Fill in the blank. What do you want to sell it for? Let's get that number out there too, because I hate making offers where they're like thinking it's worth 80,000 and you offer 10.
Yeah. So I think what the question was.
But am I going to increase it? Am I going to be prepared to add money? Heck yeah.
So if you bought, if you sent the mailer out for $10,000, you didn't know there's a mobile home on there.
Right.
And it comes back, the seller says, yeah, I do want to sell it, but it's got a mobile home on it. Make me another offer. Don't do that.
Right.
Just say, what do you want to sell for?
It.
Yeah. Give me a sell price number. I'll see if I can make it work.
There you go.
Because you don't want to say 10,000 and then, well, okay, 15,000. And they're going to say, first thing they're going to say is, no, that doesn't work at all. Well, how about 20? No,
I still think you get more.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
You don't want to put yourself in that position. You're negotiating with yourself. So ask them to make that initial counteroffer. Really, technically is what it is. Today's Jack Thursday. Land investing rules to live by. This is why you're listening.
I'm ready. I'm listening.
Number one, this never ends. Get educated. I don't care if you are adamantly against spending a cent on education. That's okay. Get educated elsewhere. You know, we haven't said this a long time in the show, but I'll say it again. You can learn. You don't have to join Land Academy to learn every single part about it. You can listen to all the podcasts. You can look at, consume all the free information out there. It's going to take you about 4 years versus getting involved with the Land Academy group. And it'll take you maybe a couple weeks, depending on how fast you want to absorb it. And then you're going to make a lot of mistakes on your own versus, learning and learning from our mistakes and every one of our members. But you have to get educated and somehow. There's this in real estate, for some reason, people don't, it's largely because we watched our parents buy and sell houses, or we ourselves, if you're older like me, have bought and sold a lot of houses. You think, oh, I made $100,000 on that, so it's easy. I don't have to do it. No, there's a right way and a wrong way to do this, just like everything else. And more education is always better. Mm-hmm. So you got to get educated. These are rules to live by. Number two, and this is imperative. It's imperative for me. I don't know. I would love to hear Jill's opinion on this. I have to be organized. I have to know what I'm going to do next week in a calendar. So when I wake up on Monday morning, it's all laid out, and I have long-term goals, and all the little steps to get to that goal is in my calendar for that week, or whatever else I'm trying to accomplish has to be scheduled. And other people need to know my schedule, namely Jill, and the people that work for us need to know where we are and when we're available and when we're not available, and very, very, very organized. You can't be too organized. I'm always trying to be better about that. I'm always trying to get educated too about different types of real estate deals to do. Number three, forget about money. This is a massive hang up for everybody. It was a huge hang up for me. It was a huge hang up for me. And honestly, until Jill and I really joined forces together, and maybe a few years after that, she was looking at me going, we're only buying property because of what's in our bank account. Why don't we go get debt, not take on debt, but go seek out financing from other members who, get it. They understand buying and selling land. They have that mentality, and they have a ton of money, but they're not as good at sourcing deals as we are. Why don't we partnership some stuff with them? And so we kind of hockey sticked when that happened. So that's hard. It was hard for me to really understand that money's not important. Mm-hmm. And I struggle with this as an instructor a little bit, because I don't want to come off sounding like, you don't need any money to do this. There's so much crap you hear on the internet, like it doesn't take any money to start. It's all free in the beginning. This is just not the case. It's not free. And you need to really learn and understand it correctly. But if you find a great deal, I don't care if you're brand new or if you've done 100 million deals. If you find a great piece of property and you don't have the cash, or simply don't want to spend your money on it, Land Academy is packed full of people this is their whole life. They have partnership deals. So I got real hung up on money. Forget it. You literally can, if you get on the phone like Jill, and you can source deals or turn a mediocre deal into a great one, you're going to do amazing in this career. That's not one of the major talents I have. I can do it, but I'm more on the data side. Number three, you have to set goals.
That was 3. This is 4.
I'm sorry, number 4. Yes,
yeah,
4. Sorry. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You got to set goals. You can't just say, I'm going to see how this is going to go this year. In fact, yesterday we talked to Brandon, and I bet if you asked him, hey, what are your goals? He's just subconsciously setting goals for himself, which I think he didn't even set out to set goals. It's like, yeah, I did 24 or 30 deals last year. I made what?
He set out
$500,000.
Every year he doubles his revenue.
Yeah.
Every single on land. And so it's obviously conscious, but I think he says subconsciously, oh, look, I want to double it. And then it happens. And it's every single flipping year. Starting from like 50,000 to 100, to then he did 250 to 500, fill in the blanks. So yeah, he'll share that tomorrow, or yesterday he shared it. So yeah.
And this is, I think, number 5, Jill.
Yep.
This is a rule that I've always lived by, and it's most people from the Midwest understand this better than most. Execute. You have a plan. The stuff's in your calendar. You got a budget. You know where the money's coming from. You're very organized. Nothing's going to happen unless you execute what's going to in that calendar. Namely, sending out, it's the stuff that we talked about on Monday, sending out mail and answering the phone and getting these deals done. You know, I have a very stress-free life because everything I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be is in my calendar. I went to college all wrong. Never had a calendar. You know, it was a stressed out mess during the college. And where am I supposed to be today? Darn, I didn't study for that class. I missed.
It's called a 19-year-old boy. That's what that is. No wonder.
Jill and I.
Actually, it's funny because we're watching our 18-year-old boy right now run around like a crazy person. Like the phone calls, like, oh no, I'm late every time. It's so funny.
So execute. Those are my rules. Do you have any?
You know what? You covered it. I don't. You did a lot of big picture things. I had some little things that I was going to throw in, like mail solves problems. You know, one of the things in our world that solves 90% of our problems are sending out more mail. Deals are bad. You know, not enough deal flow. Maybe I screwed something up. Whatever it is, the more you push yourself and send out more mail and just keep it going, you'll get there. That's the number one thing. And then my other thing was, don't be afraid to build a team. There's a lot of people that's a big hang up. You're going to need a team around you. And maybe your team doesn't necessarily have to be employees. You can outsource your team. Have a broker who's selling your property. Figure out what your hangups are.
Yeah, that's good.
So maybe that's the rule. Figure out your hangouts and solve it. You know, one of us is, for ours, as much as I love selling, I don't like taking pictures and posting property. That's a bit of work, but those brokers do, and they're good at it. So use them. It was a great show. Thank you.
Sure.
If you need access to any sort of ownership or property details, including owner phone numbers and FEMA flood map overlays, please check out parcelfact.com or neighborscoop.com. Created by investors, that's us, for investors like you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow's Jill Friday, where she takes a crack at it just like I did. She's going to talk about how much land research is appropriate. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I love research.
I know it. I'm going to talk all about that tomorrow.
I live for research.
I know you do.
Huge blocks of time in my calendar.
Research for you is your fun time.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's true.
You know, what you go and do on your downtime, like, I just want to relax and let's just see what's going on over in this area. You're researching when other people are like, oh God, I got to sit and figure out what's going on in this area. So maybe there's a mindset thing there too. So hopefully you love it like we do. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable and we really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And if you are currently a Land Academy member, don't forget to check out what the heck, all the craziness that's going on inside our hidden private Discord channel. So if you're not sure where to go, what to do, or you just need some help, or you want to ask some questions, you always know, go to support@landacademy.com.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.